Not that long ago, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and he asked me, what is like that one nugget of truth? What is that one phrase that you would say that set you apart from everyone? What's that one thing that has attributed more to your success than anything else? And I told him this phrase: enjoy the struggle. Don't break, adapt. And for me, this is the one thing that in any job that I've been at, in any of my pursuits, whether it's been in fitness or finances or whatever it is, has really helped me get through so many hardships and so many painful days and painful nights is enjoying the struggle. Let me give you an example. So, like many of us, 2020 was kind of what changed a lot of our lives, right? The pandemic really did it in for a lot of us, whether in good ways or in bad ways, it did it in. And I remember before the pandemic, things were great. I had a great job. I was running the social media account for a company here in Austin. I was doing videography and photography. My wife and I were together. We were living in a good apartment. We were making good money. Things were fine. Things were perfect. And if I had the choice, I would keep them that way. But then, like many of us, we all got hit with the pandemic. Things were locked down. Things were closed. And my job went away. I had no more job security. And so I had two choices that I could have made. One, I could have gone back home to Brownsville and waited the thing out and see what happened, and maybe life would have been okay. Or I could put my money where my mouth is. For the longest time, I've always been this kind of person. I've always been motivational. I've always been aspirational. I've always been somebody who wants to push more and push harder. And what I ended up realizing was you're either going to prove to yourself that you've lied this whole time and you're really not that kind of personality type, or two, you're going to put your money where your mouth is and you're going to drive and be better than you were before. So I didn't know what to do at the time. I knew what I could do. I could do videography, I could do photography, I could run social media accounts, I could do coffee roasting, I could manage. There's a lot of things that were there for me. But the thing was, it was during a pandemic, right? Like who was going to start a business during a pandemic, especially 6 months in, a year in, when things were still closed and locked down? And so what I ended up realizing was nothing is going to be handed to me. No one is going to be taking care of me. No one's going to take care of my wife. That is my job. That is my priority. And so what I ended up doing was stepping up and saying, all right, if nobody's going to hire me, then I'm going to give people a reason to hire me. And that's when I started creating my social media account and started taking things seriously, began to invest in myself. I saw the struggle as not a means of giving up, not a means of throwing in a towel, but as a means of proving a point to everybody else that anybody can do what they want to do, they just put their mind to it. And what I mean by enjoying the struggle is this: allow failure to be a mirror for success. Do not allow failed attempts to result in no longer trying. Find new ways to work around the problem. Sometimes the path of least resistance can be made known through constant attempts. Be durable, don't break, and adapt. And that's literally what I did during the pandemic. I had to find ways to adapt. I had to find ways to make money, to provide for the family, to do what I had to do to stay here and to continue the pursuits of what I wanted to do in life. And so, struggling isn't always a bad thing. Let's take the gym, for example. When you're struggling in the gym and when you're pushing weight, it's okay to struggle because it means that you're wearing out your muscles. It means that you're tearing your muscles. It means that you're building your body to be better. And so many times in the gym, I push myself to struggle, whether it's in lifting heavy weights, whether it's in having long cardio sessions, whether it's in doing yoga and mobility and stretching and all that kind of stuff. Pushing your body to the point where it struggles to the point of failure ends up producing a better person. Now, I've also had conversations with people who haven't struggled in life, who have had a pretty good lot in life, have had a two-parent home, have always had finances, has always had people who can help them out and push them to be better. And so they've asked me, if I've never struggled before, how can I get the benefits of struggling? And so this is what I recommend. If you don't have any struggles, create small struggle sessions that are going to help you physically and mentally adapt, and get better. This is why I think the gym is such a great thing for everybody to do. Going to the gym in a weekly and even a daily basis allows you to create both struggle and victory. It allows you to lose and win. It allows you to fail and succeed. And what I mean by that is when you go to the gym, one, that's a win. Getting into the gym is a win. There's so many people who can't even do that. There's so many people who know they should be doing it and don't even do it. So the fact that you get into the gym, first of all, that's a win. But then pushing your body to lift heavier weights and fail allows you to experience failure. It allows you to experience hardship in a controlled environment. And so when you're lifting the weights, when you're doing the cardio, when you're putting your body through this struggle session, it allows you to feel the benefits of struggling. But it also allows you to feel the benefits of winning, of accomplishing, because if you do this day after day, week after week, month after month, you see your body changing, you see your mind changing, you see things around you changing for the better. And you end up realizing, hey, all this struggle that I've endured the past 3 months, the past 6 months, the past 3 years, the past 6 years have made me physically a better person, but also mentally a better person. Because when you allow struggle to come into your life and you find ways of adapting, of pushing through it, of getting better because of it, then you're able to apply those things in different areas of life, like your relationships, like in your business, like in your finances. And so creating small struggle sessions, like I said, I love going to the gym. For me, that's a great way of struggling on a weekly basis. For you, maybe you're an artist and pushing yourself from out of your comfort zone and drawing different things is going to be your struggle sessions. Maybe you don't like speaking to people, or maybe you have a struggle with making friends. Going out there having conversations could be a struggle session where you may see the victory of, one, you're putting yourself out there and letting people know you, but then you end up creating a friend group and a good circle of people, and that's going to be a win as well. So find ways to push yourself outside of your comfort zone, because that's going to create a struggle for you. But at the same time, if you do this over and over and over again, you're going to see the benefits of what that struggle brings. And also, if you feel like you can't win, this allows you to create small wins, right? That's why people like Jordan Peterson and other authors talk about, hey, clean up your room, tidy up your apartment. Like, find little ways in your life that cause you to win, right? Whether it's cooking your own meals and saying, okay, I'm going to start cooking my own meals, and then you start cooking your own meals. Those are small wins. Whether it's, again, going to the gym, whether it's creating new content. I do that for myself all the time. I need to push myself out of the comfort zone of creating different styles of content. This is one of them. So for me and for many people that I know, creating small struggle sessions really does help with the bigger struggles in life, whether it's relationships, whether it's hardships, whether it's death in the family, whether it's things that you can't even imagine right now. Creating small struggle sessions now is going to produce in your mind ways that when you do endure those things in life, when those things do come into your life, that produces neurons and pathways in your mind that help you through bigger struggles in life. Another thing I recommend is find men, women, groups of people who have struggled in the things that you have struggled in and have overcome and are now successful. Again, YouTube, podcasts, literature, books, anything that you can get your hands on, read it, digest it, go into it, dive into it, and learn from them. Now, for me, there's people who I listen to on a daily basis every morning that help me produce this kind of mentality. So whether it's a C.T. Fletcher, David Goggins, Eric Thomas, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Joe Rogan. There's so many people who I listen to on a daily basis who talk about struggling, enduring the struggle, overcoming the struggle, and what happens on the other side of struggle, which is success. And so for me, when I listen to these podcasts, when I read these books, when I look at these people who have overcome hardship, that allows me to see, hey, this can be done. right? There isn't a secret club of people who are successful that you only get in through knowing those people. No, the way that you get into the club of success is by enduring the same things that a lot of these people have. And the cool thing about a lot of these individuals like Joe Rogan, CT Fletcher, Eric Thomas is that they're not trying to keep you out. They're literally making content after content after content that are telling you how to get where they're at. Now the thing is, are you going to put in the work? Are you going to put in the effort? Are you going to take up your cross? Are you going to look at that challenge and say, "Hey, I'm going to follow the same path." That path may be a dark path. That path may be a hard path. That path may be something that you've never endured before, but at the end of it, it's a great thing. It's very, very beautiful. And I knew this. I remember when I first moved from Brownsville to Austin, and I thought to myself, how am I going to make it in the city? How am I going to live a good life in the city? It's much more expensive than Brownsville is, right? There's this cultural barrier, there's this language barrier, there's a lot of things that are keeping me from being successful here. But there's one thing that I knew I had above and beyond anybody, and that's that I'm a hard worker. Like, I'm not somebody who gives up easily. I'm somebody who will look at any task that needs to be done and I'll do it. And that's the one thing. Another thing that set me apart from so many people is people avoid doing things that they don't want to do. I will do the things that most people don't want to do because I know that those things are going to get me to a place that I want to be at. And so I remember when I wanted to be a coffee roaster, and there was nobody who wanted to do that. And the main roaster at the place I was working at was going to leave. And for months on end, I was listening to podcasts. I was roasting at home. I was doing everything that I could to learn how to roast because I knew that that opportunity was going to present itself. And when it did, I was the first one to attack it. I was the first one to go, and I got that position. Right? And anything in life, the best way to be seen, the best way to be acknowledged, the best way to be given a pat on the back is by doing the very things that everybody else is avoiding to do. Right? When you're at a job and people avoid picking up the mess, when people avoid cleaning the tables, when people avoid staying late for a shift, when people avoid coming in early, but you're the one that does it, when you're the one that shows up, when you're the one that they can call on and depend on, that makes you somebody that is seen in the company. But you don't do those things because you want to be seen. That's the other thing, right? So because we're in social media, because we have this like, hey, our phones are everywhere, we do things because we want to be seen. And again, I think that's another thing that sets me apart from people. I do so many things that may never be seen. And I do them because I know that they're not going to be seen. And again, this is where I feel like the gym is a great example. Spending day after day, hour after hour, sweat after sweat in the gym, putting in the work that not many people see is what's going to set you apart from so many other people. And again, when I get to talk to my friends and we have these conversations, and I have a lot of friends who are really successful, they don't need to blast everything out on social. They don't need to make posts. They don't need to write books. They don't need to do any of these things because at the end of the day, you're going to notice what they're doing by the way that they are and the success that they have. And so don't feel like you need to announce everything. Don't feel like you need to say everything or tell people what you're doing. Show people what you're doing. Don't talk the talk. Walk the walk and let other people do the talking. Let other people do the sharing. Let other people do the applause. Because at the end of the day, you're not doing it for applause and accolades and trophies. You're doing it because you know it's the right thing to do. And that's one of the things that I hold to so much in life. I don't do the things I want to do because I like doing them. I do the things that I need to do, whether or not I want to do them, because I know that the outcome is going to be an outcome of success. It's going to be an outcome of victory. It's going to be an outcome of winning. It's going to be an outcome that, hey, maybe I saw it, but many times I still cannot imagine what success looks on in the other side. And even to this day, man, I look at my life right now. I look at everything that I'm doing. I look at the things that I'm a part of. I look at the success that I have had in life. And I'll tell you, I'll be the first one to tell you, I never pictured any of this happening. The fact that I could be a videographer here in Austin, Texas, working with amazing people, having a great life, married to a great woman, having my own son, being able to live in a city that I think is the best city in the United States. Man, I could not have imagined this ever. But the way that I got here was one that man, it wasn't a good one. It wasn't an easy one. It wasn't one that I would have many people go through. But I will tell people, if you want to get to a point that is successful, then it does take hard work. It does take dedication. It does take durability. And the reason I keep using that word durability is because the things in life that stand the test of time, the things in life that make the most presence and effect, are the things that never break and the things that are durable. And that's another thing in life that you have to learn. No matter what storms come, no matter what hardship comes, no matter what painful things happen in life, you need to be firm. You need to stand strong because, for the most part, if you're anything like me and if you're the kind of person who people go to for answers, for a shoulder, for questions, for whatever it is, man, you have people counting on you. You have people looking at you. You have people who are relying on you. And the last thing that you need to be doing is being a sissy, being a wuss, being a punk, and giving up. You have it in you. You have so many people who rely on you. You have people who look up to you. You have people who see what you're doing and follow your footsteps. Don't lead them down the wrong path. That's another thing that I feel like what we have lost in our society is integrity. We don't care about what people think about us, and I'll be the first one to say I don't give a crap about what people think about me. But at the same time, I care about what people think about me, but only specific people. The people who have been there for me, my day ones, the people who have helped me in my struggles, the people who have applauded and cheered me on, the circle of friends who continue to be my circle of friends despite the good and the bad. Those are the people who I care about what they think of me, because at the end of the day, I know that they know the real me. And I know that when they see me, they see the person who is victorious. They don't see the person who was a mess up. They see the person who has overcome failure after failure after failure and is still standing to this day. And if you're still standing, if you're still fighting, if you still have your teeth in the game, then keep going, man. I heard this great quote the other day that if there is breath in your lungs, there should be hope in your heart. The fact that you're still alive today means that you're not done with life. The fact that you're still standing, the fact that you're still waking up, the fact that you have breath in your lungs should give you every reason to throw another punch, to fight another fight, to stand another day. Don't give up. Keep pushing and be the person that you know you're supposed to be. Again, if there's any questions, comments, anything y'all want to say, put that in the comment section below. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this if it's really helped you. Also, what is one phrase, one thing in life that's helped you be more successful? Whatever that is, put that in the comment section below. I want to know, and I want you to share that with other people around you. Thanks so much for watching. Catch you on the next one.